Good evening. It's Friday the 17th of February and it's time for the news on RIK 2. President Anastasiadis today stated that he will not engage in a blame game after the crisis that led to the disruption of yesterday's negotiations for a Cyprus solution. Anastasiadis said in a written statement he would not comment on a claim by Turkish Cypriot leader Mustafa Akinci that he had slammed the door and walked out of yesterday's meeting, especially after the statement by United Nations envoy Espan Barth Ida putting things right. He also stressed that he will work for a solution as defined by United Nations resolutions that will address the concerns of both Greek and Turkish Cypriots. Anastasiadis called on Akinci to join him at the next negotiating session on Thursday if he has the same decisiveness for a solution. The government has said it was clear that Mustafa Akinci had from the beginning intended to pull out of yesterday's meeting. Government spokesman Nikos Christodoulidis said that this intention is shown by his statement before the meeting that he would discuss only the so-called Enosis vote by the Parliament and his demand that cameramen should be excluded from the meeting area. He strongly dismissed a claim by Akinci that Anastasiadis had slammed the door, making a loud noise, and left the room in anger. Christodoulidis pointed out that it was not Anastasiadis who had cancelled the meeting of the negotiators, who were supposed to prepare the meeting of the two leaders. He said he hoped that Akinci will be present at the meeting on Thursday, stressing that the continuation of the negotiations depends on the Turkish side. The United Nations has said that the negotiations for Cyprus's reunification are still on and that both Cypriot community leaders have stated very strongly that they are committed to the process. United Nations envoy Espan Barth Ida said after separate meetings with the leaders last night that nobody sees this process as over or terminated or suspended. He added that the next meeting between the two leaders is set to take place as scheduled on Thursday and that there have not been any cancellations. Ida said that yesterday's meeting between the leaders was not a happy one, recalling that the mood surrounding the talks is not optimal. He added that the meeting was quite emotional for all participants and that, as Akinci himself has said, he left this meeting. Ida pointed out that the most important thing right now is to move forward, saying that there will be many attempts to derail the process from people from both communities. He added that both Anastasiadis and Akinci would like this island to be reunified and they have a shared vision which they are trying to achieve. A girl opposition party leader Andros Kyprianou today crossed into the occupied part of Nicosia for a series of meetings with Turkish Cypriot party leaders on the crisis in the peace negotiations. An Agel statement said that Kyprianou met with the leaders of the Turkish Republican Party, the Communal Democracy Party and former Turkish Cypriot leader Mehmet Ali Talat, as well as with associates of Mustafa Akinci. It said that he discussed the situation which has developed in the negotiations and the need to continue efforts for a Cyprus solution. The statement did not go into details, but an Agel spokesman had said earlier that the two community leaders must find a way out of the problem. Turkey's military said today it was close to taking from Islamic State the northern Syrian city of Al-Bab, a stronghold 30 kilometers from the border. If completed, the capture of the town would deepen Turkish influence in an area where it has created a de facto buffer zone. The announcement came as United States Marine Corps General and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Joseph Dunford, was due to visit the Incirlik air base in southern Turkey, used by the US-led coalition in the fight against Islamic State. US President Donald Trump has said that he will issue a new executive order to replace his controversial directive suspending travel to the United States by citizens of 7 mostly Muslim countries. Trump said the new order would seek to address concerns raised by federal appeals court judges who temporarily blocked his original travel ban. Legal experts said a new directive would have a better chance of withstanding courtroom scrutiny if it covered some non-Muslim countries and exempted non-citizen immigrants living in the US legally. Defence counsels made mitigation pleas before the Nicosia Assize Court in the case of the former Attorney General Rigos Erodokridu, who has been found guilty in a corruption case. The court said that it will announce its decision on the sentences on March the 1st. Erodokridu, along with lawyers Andreas Gibrizoglu and Panayiotis Neogleos, as well as the Neogleos Law Office, were found guilty last week on charges of conspiring to defraud, bribery and corruption. The accused are liable to be sentenced to prison terms up to 7 years and the Law Office to a fine of up to €100,000. An unidentified man in Limassol was the lucky winner of the Joker Jackpot prize of €16 million in last night's draw. The winning ticket of the OPAP betting agency was handed in at a betting shop in the Mesa Yidonia area of Limassol. 2 other Cypriots won 2 of the 8 second prizes of about €104,000. Now for the weather forecast. Mostly clear skies initially expected tomorrow, but a cloud cover at times in the afternoon may lead to isolated light rain, mostly in the west, and some snow over higher ground. Winds will initially be light to moderate northeasterly to southeasterly, force 3, gradually turning to southeasterly to southwesterly, force 3, and at times moderate, force 4. The sea will be calm to slight. Temperatures will reach 16 Celsius inland and in the eastern and northern coastal areas, 17 in all other coastal regions, and 4 over the mountains. It will be mostly fine on Sunday, but cloudy periods on Monday may lead to local light rain, which will be more intense on Tuesday. Temperatures will go up on Monday. The depth of snow is 40 centimetres on Mount Olympus and 30 over the Troodos Square. That's all from us here. Join us tomorrow for more news in English. Have a very good evening.